Hey everybody, Billy Bob is here in the backyard. It's Saturday, a beautiful Saturday. Actually not, well, I was going to say not a cloud in the sky. Now this way, that way, there are no clouds in the sky. There are a few back here, but it's going to be, I don't know if it's going to be 80 today, but it's going to be in the upper 70s. Yesterday I think it hit 81, but trust me, folks, it wasn't global warming because we didn't hit the record of 85. So, in the words of Nikki D. Duke's mom, thanks God. I got a Sweetwater OG starting off the day before I get to my big, beautiful Billy Bob Bud Light just right. So yesterday I was drinking a Wicked Weed, and so thanks to Patty O. Green, Patty O. the Green, Patrick Green. I think I'll give him a new nickname, Patty O. the Green, and Acoustic Larry. They both pointed out to me that I was only half correct, kind of incorrect, not wrong, incorrect. That I was talking about Jim Stafford, how he sang, "I don't like spiders and snakes." I said, but I don't think he sang the Wildwood Weed. But he actually did sing the Wildwood Weed. So why was I half right? Because I at least mentioned his name, even though I didn't think he sang it. But he did. So see, that's how you get half right. Okay. Where was I going next? Oh, OG stands for Old Gangster, right? So I thought today I'd complain a little and I'd tell you a little history. First of all, congratulations to the Indiana Hoosiers beating the Oregon Ducks last night. Beating is probably an understatement, like a slap down, a beat down from as they say, from the jump on the first play of the game for a pick six. But now it's Miami and Indiana on January 19th, Monday, January 19th. I think it's at 8 o'clock. Speaking of 8 o'clock, that's where we're going next. We're going to the NFL. So today, it's Saturday, right? Most people, not all, I mean, nobody always has Saturday off. Sometimes they might have Monday or Tuesday off. But a lot of times they have the weekend off. So if you're having a weekend game on a Saturday, why are we starting at 4:30 and then 8 o'clock? Could we at least start? I mean, for me, preference would be 1 or 2, 1 and 4, 2 and 5. But even if we went 3 and 6 or 6:30, for God's sake, we're at like 4:15 and 8 o'clock or 8:30 on a Saturday night. I don't want to stay up late every night. It's my choice. You got your choice. And then tomorrow, at least we got 1 and 4, but then we got 8 o'clock. And then Monday night, we got 8 o'clock. You get a theme. At least they only have one game on a non-network, and it's Prime. A lot of people have Amazon, and they have Prime. So it's not like you got to go to the app Peacock or Paramount Plus or some other frickin' thing that, we get a little out of control here. By the end of this video, you may think I'm a little out of control here, but I'm not going to get out of control. Before I get to everything else that went on in history on this day, FDR's Secretary of War. Yes, I said Secretary of War. Why did I say Secretary of War? Because that's what the name, when you go back in history, FDR's Secretary of War was the Secretary of War. Not the Secretary of Defense, but the Secretary of War. Just like today, we have a Secretary of War that some people go crazy on. I know I said this isn't a political station. I don't do politics. But I just wanted to point out that FDR, a Democrat, had a Secretary of War. Donald J. Trump, a Republican, had a Secretary of War, or has a Secretary of War. All right. Happy Saturday. Key historical events. Here's one that we all can try and join around on, right? In 1776, Thomas Paine published Common Sense. Now, at that time, it was a book about advocating for American independence. But I guess in today's world, if we had common sense, maybe we'd have more independence. Some people, I mean, I call it uncommon sense because it's not so common anymore. All right, let's move on. 1861. This is like down in the deep South. This is the Union versus the Rebs. Florida becomes the third state to secede from the Union, in leading to the Civil War. That was good, I guess. I mean, a lot of people died, but good. We ended slavery for the most part. 1863, the first Metropolitan Underground Railroad opened in London. Hey, mate, are you going to the underground? We're going to the railroad. And hoist the point. There we go. 1870, John D. Rockefeller incorporated Standard Oil, beginning the first of a powerful empire in the oil business. 1920, the Treaty of Versailles goes into effect, establishing the League of Nations. Earlier I read this. Oh, no, the next one. In 1946, the United Nations holds its first General Assembly in London, defining the body's purpose. Well, their purpose has gone sideways, backwards, forwards, in any which way but where it ought to. Did I say I didn't talk politics on this page? That's not really politics. That's just fact. And in 1984, the United States and the Vatican, the Pope, not the current Pope, established a full diplomatic relations over a century. Reestablish. Ha! Let me read this again. In 1984, the United States and the Vatican reestablished full diplomatic relations. So you know what that means? That the Vatican and the United States did not always get along. The Pope isn't always. Sometimes the Pope just needs to focus on being the Pope. Again, did I say I don't talk politics? My apologies. It's Saturday. It's a great day. Tomorrow's Sunday fun day. We got football. We got sunshine. And you know, I saw yesterday I think it was yesterday in Cincinnati. It was one of the warmest days on record. Maybe they only got global warming up north. Well, enjoy the rest of your Saturday. If I don't talk to you, enjoy your Sunday. That's a wrap. America, land of the free because of the brave. Stay focused, America. Billy Bob, peace out.